What's up, fellow Crash fans? Crash Fan 2001 here, and welcome back to another review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Dingodile Resaurus figure. This figure was released back in 1999. It was part of the Series 2 line of Crash Bandicoot Resaurus figures. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the accessories. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at all the accessories. So the first accessory we have here is the red gem piece. So all the Series 2 Crash Bandicoot figures come with these different colored gems, and Dingodile comes with a red one, so nothing too exciting about it, just a giant sturdy piece of plastic. So yeah, there's the red gem. Next accessory we have here is a hazmat mask. So this is actually a pretty nice detail because in the actual games, Dingodile doesn't sport a gas mask at all. So Resaurus decided to throw this in as a little bonus detail, which is pretty cool in my opinion. It actually makes the figure look 10 times better. So let's go ahead and take a close-up look at this. So as you can see, it's sporting more of a gunmetal gray and dark green paint jobs. You also got some vent details up here at the front. You also got a bright blue visor, and the inside is all smoothed out, so it makes it easy to get onto the figure. And I would also like to point out that it is a rubbery material, so you don't have to worry about it chipping off any paint or anything like that, so that's a pretty nice detail. But yeah, there's the hazmat mask, pretty cool. Next up we have the flamethrower accessories. So the first accessory we have here is the actual gun itself, and as you can see, it's sporting a dark green paint job. Pretty cool in my opinion. You also got the checker pattern detail on the front there, as well as some little bit of bolt details right there. And you also have some grip details on the handles there. And back here you have some little paint job details, kind of looks like the paint's corroded a little bit. And you also have the little thermostat device at the top here. So pretty cool. And the other side of the gun, same details, bolt details and all that fun stuff. So yeah, there's the flamethrower gun. Next up we have this little hose piece here. This is just to connect the flamethrower to the boiler itself, which I will show here in a second. So yeah, pretty cool. Just a standard little piece of plastic or rubbery plastic. And lastly, we have the actual boiler itself. So as you can see, this thing's pretty huge, and it's also hollow, so you don't have to worry about it weighing down the figure at all. And as you can see, there are a few little details on here. You have the flammable logo right there, as well as some bolts. It kind of looks like the paint's corroded there. That's just a little bit of detail. And you also have the checkered patterns going on there. Nothing on the other side here. This is where the other end of the little hose piece would go, so it connects to there. As you can see, there's even a little bit of paint detail there as well. Kind of looks like the paint is corroded and rusted a little bit. And up at the top here we have the little dial right there, as well as some extra bolt details. And lastly, this right here just connects into the back of Dingodile, which I will show here in a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much all the accessories. As you can see, you get a handful of different accessories, all pretty cool. Mostly just consist of all the flamethrower parts and all that. And like I said, I do like the little hazmat mask here. It's a pretty nice detail, and it does make the figure look really cool. But speaking of the figure, let's go ahead and take a look at Dingodile himself. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Dingodile figure itself. So first impressions, this figure is actually pretty huge, and it also has a lot of detail going on with it, so I'll go ahead and bring them up here for you guys. So as you can see, there's a lot of different details going on with this figure. I really like how they threw in all this detail. It's honestly one of the better looking figures within the Crash Resaurus line. And first off, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the fur is actually etched in, so if you were to feel this figure, you would feel a bunch of lines popping up. So yeah, I like how they went the extra mile to throw in that detail. And there's even some minor details like shoulder pockets and harness details. So as you can see here, here's his shoulder pockets. He's got them on both sides here, as well as some harness detail. You even got some stomach details going on, as well as his belt for his pants. His pants, not a whole lot of detail, just pretty much wrinkles and pockets and all that cool stuff. Right here is where the boiler would go, so you just pretty much push that in and it'll stay if you get it in good enough. His tail, also some nice details on his tail there. I like how they blended in the colors here, very nice looking, honestly. His feet, even got some feet details going on. You got his little claws and all that cool stuff, and the bottoms of his feet have some details as well. Here you also have some peg holes, so you can actually display him on a stand if you wanted to, but he honestly stands just fine on his own if you position him right, so I don't think it's really necessary. But it's all about preference. In terms of face details, this is where the figure kind of falls short in my opinion. I think it's because the eyes just look very weird. As you can see, they're kind of cross-eyed, or yeah, they're just kind of cross-eyed. Kind of makes the figure look weird, honestly. But other than that, details on his ears, he looks fine. Colors on his face are alright. They kind of blend weirdly because you got some discoloration here. It's kind of weird looking. But his teeth, he's got some teeth detail and all that. His mouth even opens, so he's even got some details on his tongue there. Some gum details and some more details on the roof of his mouth, but honestly, the face is kind of lacking on this figure. I think it's mostly because of the eyes, like I said, and also because his mouth is hinged on the inside, which kind of makes him look droopy. And his mouth also is one of the weaker parts of the figure because over time his mouth will slowly start to fall open. So I wish they would have done it like how they did with Tiny and did the hinges on the outside. It would have made the figure look 10 times better in my opinion, but yeah, overall still a very nice looking figure. In terms of articulation, the head does swivel around, as you can see here. The joints are kind of tight. Crash Bandicoot Resaurus figures are notorious for being fragile, but thankfully Dingodile is one of the more sturdy figures. But yeah, there's some head articulation there. Like I said, the mouth does open, and the mouth also has a tendency to fall out, so be careful with the mouth. As you can see, it was actually coming out right there. You also have some torso swiveling right here. His arms, his left arm moves up and down. His right arm does the same, but it has a elbow swivel right there. No wrist swivels or anything like that. The arms are pretty much just made to hold in the flamethrower. You can't really hold the flamethrower up either because it'll start to fall out of the hands. As you can see here, the hands are... the flamethrower doesn't sit in there too well, but it sits in there anyway. So yeah, his legs here, they also have swivels, so you can swivel his feet around if you wanted to, but unfortunately it's kind of hard to pose this figure because for one, he's pretty top heavy, and also his tail kind of gets in the way. But yeah, not much articulation going on. Pretty much just more of a stationary figure, honestly, but still very, very cool nonetheless. Definitely one of my favorite figures within the Crash Bandicoot Resaurus line. So give me a moment, I'll put on all the gear and I'll get back with you guys. Alrighty guys, so here's a look at Dingodile all geared up in his flamethrower equipment, and as you can see, this figure looks incredible. Definitely one of the best looking figures within the Crash Bandicoot Resaurus line. And as a bonus here, I also have the gas mask, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys how that goes on. So pretty much just rests on his face right there. You're just going to have to push it on and it stays on just fine. And like I said, it's more of a rubber material, so you don't have to worry about it chipping off any paint or anything like that. Also, just to show you guys the little boiler here that pops on to the back, you kind of just have to give it a little bit of force for it to stay on, but other than that, it stays on just fine. His flamethrower here, it kind of just rests in between his hands. Can't really position it all too much because it's not a whole lot of articulation, like I said. But other than that, this figure just looks incredible. Like I said, definitely one of the best Crash Bandicoot Resaurus figures we've ever gotten. And it's also extremely rare, so I am very fortunate to actually own this figure. And for those of you who are curious, let me go ahead and move the figure real quick. I do have the card, as well as the bubble, all destroyed. And you're probably wondering why. Well, I actually have a sort of tragic story behind why this is a thing. So I actually bought this figure sealed for a very good price. As we all know, Dingodile figures are extremely rare to come across, and when you do come across them, they're pretty pricey. But I was able to find a sealed one for a very reasonable price, and so I bought that, and it came from Australia. Me living in the US, it's gonna go through a rough transit, so unfortunately when it arrived, it was actually all loose. It was completely separated from the card and the bubble. The accessories were all over inside of the package, and oddly enough, the seller packaged it in sort of this giant envelope. It wasn't a box or anything like that, so due to poor packaging, the figure did come loose. But I'm very happy to have the figure in general. Honestly, as you can see, it's a very cool looking figure, and it honestly looks really nice on the shelf along with my other Crash stuff. But yeah, if everything would have worked out, I would have been only one figure shy of a complete sealed Resaurus collection, which I am hoping to show off in the near future. But for now, I am still hunting down a sealed Dingodile, so hopefully I can find one in the future for a decent price. But yeah, that's pretty much been it for the Dingodile review. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like and comment down below if you have this figure. Like I said, it's extremely rare to come across, so if you do own one, consider yourself lucky. And also, subscribe for more future content. I hope to get some more Crash Bandicoot reviews and showcases out in the near future. I do plan on going for loose Resaurus figures as well, so hopefully I can find some more of those and get some more reviews out for you guys. But other than that, that's been the review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, drop a like, comment, subscribe for more future content. I've been Crash Fan 2001, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.